Okay, Boker Tov. We are going to do Perek Hay today. Now, Perek Hay is a little bit of a weird, not a weird Perek, it's just a super duper detailed Perek, and therefore there are 32 psukim. We're going to do about 10 or 11 of them. It's basically a genealogy, it's a family tree, and there are a lot of ages. How old was this person when they started having children? How old were these? What was this person's? What were the names of this person's children? And ultimately, how many years did they live in total? So we're going to go through a couple of the psukim. The introduction is Zet Sefer Toldos Ha'adam. This is the book of the history of man. There's no question to be asked about that. But this is basically the history of man. B'yom bara Elokim Adam b'dumus Elokim asoto. This is the beginning of the history of man from the day that Hashem created man, and he created b'dumus Elokim asaoto. That's pasuk Aleph. That is an important phrase to know, but we've heard that phrase before. Skip the pasuk Hey. What's pasuk Hey telling me? Pasuk Hey is telling me that Adam lived till 930. Adam died at the age of 930. Pasuk Chet. Adam obviously had Cain and Hevel, but Cain died and Hevel was killed, obviously. So the genealogy is going through his third son named Shet. So Vayikol Yimei Shet. Shet, how old was Shet when he died? He died at 912. Okay, not such interesting things. Adam died at 930. Shet dies at 912. Skip to Yud Aleph. Yud Aleph. Shet has a son named Enosh. Enosh dies at 905. So you have 930, 912 is Shet, and 905 is Enosh. We're going to skip a lot. Now you're going to go to Chav Aleph, because the other people in between, people like Canaan and Mahalalel, are most probably not people that you need to know, and it's just very, very basic, not easy, but basic facts. I don't think they're going to Yered. I don't think they're going to ask about that. Chav Aleph, Ahi Chanoch. Okay, so there was a man named Chanoch. Chanoch was part of the family tree, and Chanoch had a very important son. His son's name is Metushelach. Now, we don't really know so much about Metushelach, but what we do know about Metushelach is going to be in Pasuk Chav Daled, no, not Chav Daled, in Chav Gimel. But we're going to Chav Aleph, Chav Bet, Chav Gimel, and Chav Daled. Chav Aleph. Vayichi Chanoch Chamesh, Chanoch was 65 years, and he had a son named Metushelach. So Metushelach's father's name was Chanoch. Pasuk Chav Bet. Twice we're going to say that Chanoch was special. Chanoch was special because he walked with Elokim, with God. Vaytalich Chanoch et Elokim. We see that phrase in the beginning of Chav Bet, and again we see that phrase in the beginning of Chav Daled. So we have to know who walked with God. That's Chanoch. I think there's a pasuk that's going to say that Avram also walked, but here twice it says in Chav Bet and Chav Daled, Vaytalich Chanoch et Elokim. Fine. That's how long he lived. Pasuk Chav Gimel. So Chav Bet is about the phrase that you need to know. Chav Aleph, you need to know that he had a son named Metushelach. Good. Chanoch lived to 365. Okay, Chanoch lived to 365. Once again, we have in Chav Daled that Chanoch walked with God, ve'inenu, and then he was none. He disappeared kind of. Ki lakacho to Elokim, because Hashem took him. So also, Amina Amar, that Hashem took him, that is going to be Chanoch. Sorry, this is the pasuk that this is just like a Yedios Klalios. Chav Zayin. Adam lived to 930. He's the person in history who lived the second oldest. The oldest person in history is Metushelach. Metushelach lived, as pasuk Chav Zayin says, he lived 969 years. He called Yemei Metushelach Teisha v'shishim shana, 9 and 60. That's 69. Uchameyot shana, and 900 years. Vayamot, and then he died. We're on page 58. Pasuk Chav Ched. Vayichi Lemech. Then there was a person named Lemech. Now, why is Lemech important? Lemech is important because the end of the pasuk says Vayoled Ben, and he had his son. Who is his son? Lemech is the father of Vayikra et Shemo Noach. Okay, so we have basically this parak is counting down the 10 generations from Adam, and the 10th generation is Noach. Right? Noach is the 10th generation of people in the world of humanity. So now Lemech has a kid. His kid's name is Noach. Why is Noach named Noach? Because look at Pasuk Chavtes, Ze Yinachamenu Mimasav. Noach brought us rest from our hands. Noach basically, Rashi tells us this, the Psukim don't tell us this, that he made like farming tools. So people used to farm they had to dig with their hands, right? But I guess he made stuff, let's say like a shovel or something like that, that ultimately could pick up more dirt at one time. So it was easier. Life was easier once they had shovels as opposed to doing it with their hands. But Noach is called Noach because Zeh Yinachamenu Mimasav. He's giving us Noach, Menucha. He's giving us rest from our actions, from our work, Umeitzvon Yadenu, from the sadness of our hands, meaning the toughness, the difficulty of our hands. Why? Our hands have to work hard. Min adama asher irara Hashem, because we have to work the ground that Hakadosh Baruch Hu cursed. Why did he curse it? Why did he curse the ground? Because we ate from the Eitz Hadas. We learned that already. Last pasuk, Lamid Bet, is that Noach is 500 years old when he has his 3 kids. Vahi Noach ben Chamesh Me'ot Shana. When he has his 3 kids, who are his 3 kids? Shem, Cham, and Yafet.